Hey everyone, so it turns out a guy called Post Malone has just spent $1.6 million, about £1.1 million, getting his teeth done, right? So I think we should talk about this. Until a few days ago, I'd never heard of this guy, alright? But it turns out he's like an insanely famous singer. And I did a bit of research into him, and he has done a collaboration with one of my favourite artists. He did a song with Ozzy Osbourne. But to be fair, that song's not really as good as The Blizzard of Oz. Now, I did a whole load of research on the kind of the news articles which are around this subject, and he had a full smile design done. Okay, so I think he had like 20 or 28 units, whatever. So that's essentially had all his teeth done with porcelain veneers, and this is the widely shared photograph about all of this. And the canine teeth, the fang teeth at the top, he's almost had veneers made of these diamonds, and I think that the diamond cost is the big bulk of this whole cost. And it's a shame because there's a lot of kind of wastage. You see, when you do veneers, you want to kind of make them as thin as possible and the right shape, and diamonds are not the right shape. So I think each tooth is like a 6-carat diamond, but they had to get a 12-carat diamond and cut it down so that it fits over the teeth. Now, reading all the news articles and seeing all the comments that people have put on the news articles, 99.99% of them are negative. Okay, let me read out a couple for you now. Cringeworthy. This is a profoundly sad way to seek attention. My 4-year-old caught a peek of this and said, "That's a pretty scary thing. What a waste of money during a pandemic." And I kind of get that point of view, but you also have to understand his point of view as well. The guy's young, he's 25 years old, he's insanely successful, and he has to kind of do stuff to stand out. Okay, more than everyone else. I mean, that seems to be the kind of pop culture that we're in. It's questionable whether he needs to do this, but the guy's full of tattoos, so, you know, changing his body is nothing new. So the way I'm looking at this is essentially an investment in his image, okay, which is different to just going out and spending £1.6 million on your teeth, right? First of all, it's very difficult to do that without the diamonds anyway. But it does show what is possible. Tooth jewellery is nothing new, and in general, you know, it's not that popular because it is a bit tacky, okay? If for people with normal jobs and normal lives, this kind of stuff is a little bit over the top. But for him, it kind of fits in with all of his tattoos. I mean, looking at him, I think the guy's got more tattoos than Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. Now, if we ignore the diamond teeth for a second and we look at all of his others, I think his smile design is amazing. His teeth look natural, they're really nice shape. All I've got is this kind of black and white photo to go from, so we can't tell the color, but I've been looking at the Instagram for the ceramist, and everything looks really, the guy's talented. The ceramist is really talented. The dentist has done a fantastic job with the overall look of the smile. I think he's got a fantastic smile. You know, occasionally we do get people with these really outrageous requests. I remember a couple of years ago I had an inquiry from a guy. Again, he's got all these tattoos all over his body. He's been in the newspapers, and he essentially wanted bright yellow and green veneers, okay, on all of his teeth. I think, I can't remember, it must have been about 6-7 years ago, and we ended up not doing it because he literally had no money. He couldn't even pay the lab costs. You know, that kind of stuff for a dentist, yeah, it's cool. You can stick it on Instagram. These people often have loads of followers, so you get more followers out of it and stuff like that. But for the kind of people who I help who have a really deteriorated mouth, and we're trying to just bring them up to normality, this kind of stuff, obviously, just this isn't appropriate or isn't the right kind of thing. But for those people who are in the media spotlight, they want something really special, it just goes to show that if you can imagine it, we can probably make it happen. It takes a whole bunch of people to come together. I mean, in this case, we had like a top jeweler with a top ceramist and a top dentist all come together to create this smile, and really the sky's the limit. So I know this has been a bit off topic from what I normally talk about, but it's not every day something like this makes the news. So if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up.